Hey y'all, welcome back to Crime Time with Mal. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. I hope you enjoy what you like. I hope you enjoy what you see and you decide to subscribe to my channel. So, I told y'all the other day that I will be uploading more information that has been released about Barry, and as I'm filming this, his other preliminary hearing is going on right now, so there'll be a second part to this. So if you have not followed the Suzanne Morphew case, it is a missing mother of two girls, Mallori and Macy, who went missing on Mother's Day last year. Now, it's been just over a year, and Barry was arrested for the murder of Suzanne Morphew. He had his preliminary hearing today, and Lauren Scharf is a reporter that has been covering this case since the beginning. I've also done a video about Suzanne. I will leave it right here. If you want to go check it out before you watch this, you can go ahead and check it out. A ton of other YouTubers, amazing YouTubers, have covered this video as well. So let's just go ahead and get into it. So Lauren Scharf is a reporter that has been covering this case, like I said, since day one, and she has a YouTube channel over here, and she uploaded a couple of videos about the first day on the preliminary hearing, and she was actually in the courtroom, so she saw a lot. If y'all don't know, they are not going to release all of their evidence on these days that is this preliminary hearing. They are just showing why they arrested him, what evidence, some evidence that they do have that led them to the arrest, and so forth and so forth.
Prosecutors don't appear to have a smoking gun. What they do have is witnesses saying Barry and Suzanne's marriage was marked by infidelity and coming apart at the seams. There's also the matter of a surveillance camera that wasn't working on the weekend of Suzanne's disappearance.
Denver 7's Russell Haythorne was in court today for this marathon preliminary hearing, and Russell joins us live from Salina. Russell?
Yes, and investigators even suggested that it was Suzanne who disconnected those surveillance cameras at the family's home, not Barry, which just further complicates the mystery of her disappearance. And today, in fact, at the preliminary hearing here in Chaffee County, they sowed as many doubts as they did provide solid answers. In court today, bombshell new evidence in the disappearance of Suzanne Morphew. We learned she was having an affair for 2 years prior to her disappearance, that investigators only found out about the affair through a spy pen like this one that recorded audio between Suzanne and her lover, and that she traveled at least 6 times out of state to be with him. We also learned Barry Morphew and Suzanne argued shortly before her disappearance about money, in particular about Suzanne's inheritance, which the couple partially spent on their large house in Chaffee County. On the other hand, the defense argued no blood or trace evidence was ever found, not in the home, not in Barry's truck, and Suzanne's body has never been found either. They also argue Barry did everything a concerned husband would do after the disappearance of his wife, texted her, called his daughters, asked neighbors to check on Suzanne, and never objected to police searches of the home or his truck. The defense also revealed Suzanne was on antidepressants before her disappearance. And late today, the defense even suggested that perhaps Suzanne moved away on her own. She talked about moving to Ecuador with her lover, Jeff Libler. They talked about going down there and teaching the English language, and Libler even encouraged her to be free with or without him. So they say maybe she did it. Maybe she moved to get away from it all. Whatever the case, there will be a second day of testimony here tomorrow in Chaffee County, and we'll of course bring you.
So they first started out with the initial 911 call and how Barry or the girls never called in Suzanne missing. Their neighbor called in Suzanne. They also talked about the police department finding Suzanne's bike, and they showed body cam footage of them finding the bike. And Lauren said it was just very surreal looking at Suzanne's bike, and I'm sure that's got to be a crazy feeling. Being in the courtroom has got to be mind-blowing because everybody has had their suspicions, everybody has had their theories on what has happened, and now we're about to pretty much figure it out. So if y'all remember, or if you don't know, Suzanne's bike was found on the main highway on the side of the hill, 1.9 miles away from the Morphews home. And Lauren said that for falling down a hill, the bike was not damaged. There was no flat tires, no scrapes on the tree, no blood evidence around anything. The bike was in a downward position, whereas the front wheel was facing down on the hill. And the police showed up. The officer did pick up the bike and moved it a little bit down the hill away from the road. Lauren said that he was not wearing any gloves, which I think is very interesting. I figured you should probably wear gloves during a missing person. I mean, this is an investigation. I don't know. I could be wrong. And there was also no damage to the helmet that they later on found. And if you have seen Tyson's video from the Draper brothers, I think it's like Tiger Crime now, but if you have seen his video, he actually went to the hill, and you can see it's a very rocky terrain, a very steep hill, and there would have been some damage, most definitely, to the bike if it fell down a hill. So, and we know Barry had a lot of different opinions on what happened to his wife. Abducted, mountain lion, the list goes on. Lauren said that you could hear deputies on the body cam footage yelling out for Suzanne's name, saying, "Suzanne, where are you? Do you hear us?" You know, looking for her as soon as they found her bike, which she said was heartbreaking to hear, and I could only imagine. So Barry did show up on scene, she said around 9:35 at night. She said the video was pretty dark. You couldn't really see anything. Hi, it's me. So I messed up and I called Larry here in a minute. And I mean, come on, I'm filming I'm filming a video for Larry and Barry and Larry. Like, really? So I apologize. Okay, let's get back to it. She said that as soon as Larry got on scene, that he immediately said, "Did she crash?" Which I find that kind of odd. Now, some of the questions that they were just asking, they weren't like interrogating Barry. They were just saying, you know, was she an avid biker? What trails did she go on? That sort of stuff. And I find this pretty interesting that Lauren said. Lauren said that they also showed video or body cam surveillance of one of the girls' boyfriends. So Macy's boyfriend, I forgot his name, Henry? I forgot his name, but Macy's boyfriend was shown on surveillance, on body cam surveillance at the Morphews home, walking out of the garage. And he did say, you can see Suzanne's car in the background in the garage, and you hear the boyfriend say that anytime Suzanne went for a bike ride, she would always put her bike in the back of her Range Rover and then would take her car to the trail and then would start riding her bike. She was also known to wear her helmet, have a camel bag, sunglasses. We have seen her in that famous picture with her in sunglasses, the helmet, the blue shirt, riding her bike. And she's freaking stunning. So actually a few minutes after them talking with the boyfriend, deputies informed him and his father that they found Suzanne's bike, and immediately they both wanted to go out and help search for Suzanne. Now, they also mentioned about Barry selling Suzanne's Range Rover in Indiana, and they said that when Barry sold it, he sold it with all of Suzanne's belongings in there. Like, he didn't even clean out the car. And I'm pretty sure this was made public by somebody, but I didn't know if it was like speculation, rumor. Y'all, you never know. And I just try to keep my facts straight. I don't want to put out anything that's not true. That's my name also, and I don't want y'all to not find me reputable. I mean, I already can't keep consistent videos out for y'all, so at least my videos can be facts and everything that I have found to be truth, I should say. They also asked Macy's boyfriend about Barry and Suzanne's relationship and how it was. And he said that, you know, they weren't perfect and they never really claimed to be. They knew they didn't have a perfect marriage and they did fight. But Barry, if you remember, he told investigators that they had a great marriage. They weren't fighting. The morning that Suzanne went missing and she went on her bike ride, they did mention that it was just a little bit above freezing at around 8 a.m. So Suzanne's bike, like I mentioned, was found 1.9 miles away from the Morphew house, and it was only 10 meters away from the road, and it was found south of their house. I'm not familiar with Colorado, but I know it is very tough terrain. I've seen pictures and videos of that area, and it is very tough. I mean, you're in Colorado in the mountains. There's mountain lions everywhere. The roads are windy. If y'all have ever been there or y'all live there, y'all know what I'm talking about. It is stunning. I've not been since I was 16, and I would love to go back because it is beautiful. Barry did say that he left his home Sunday morning, Mother's Day morning, at around 5:30, 5:37 that morning to go to a job about 3 hours away. But he did text Suzanne around 8 a.m. to wish her a happy Mother's Day. She never responded, and he wasn't really worried because they have very spotty service where they live. They don't get good service at all. So he wasn't too concerned. But when he heard from the girls and that they also reached out, there's a fly, and they also reached out to their mom to wish her a happy Mother's Day, and they didn't hear back, then they started to get worried. That is when they reached out to their neighbor, and I'm not sure if Barry or one of the girls reached out to the neighbor, but one of them reached out to the neighbor to go ask if they can check on Suzanne, and then he went to go check, and Suzanne was not there, so he did call 911 to report Suzanne missing, and I believe this was around 4 to 5 in the afternoon, or evening, I should say. They also mentioned this RV park that Barry said that if there was foul play involved and you can't find Suzanne anywhere, maybe check this RV park. They did mention that, but they didn't really touch a lot on that, they said, and they did check the RV park and they found nothing. And he did say that his worst fear was that somebody abducted his wife. And on May 10th at 1 a.m., Barry was interviewed. It didn't say how long that the interview lasted or anything, but he was interviewed that early morning. And Barry was very willing and open and seemed to be willing to help look for Suzanne and everything in that body cam footage, is what Lauren said. So back at the bike, I forgot to mention this. When Barry showed up, you hear investigators yell in the background, "Don't touch the bike." And they did confirm that they were talking to Barry. And George, who is Barry's friend that has been helping Barry and all their friends search for Suzanne. And they did say that, again, no blood evidence has been found at the house, at where they found the bike, nowhere, anywhere that they have searched in this over a year span of time has been no evidence of blood. But the DA did say that does not mean a murder was not committed. I mean, you don't have to have blood for a crime scene, you know? And the commander, which was at the time, I believe, just like working for the police department at that time, but he's now a commander. So he did say that they will not stop searching for Suzanne, and there are hundreds of people searching for her through multiple different agencies, and they won't stop. They have covered literally people from both sides of the highway, walking all the way up and down where the Suzanne Morphews house is, past it, where the trail is. They have searched all along that road. They have searched in grid format. Like, I mean, they have done everything. And like I said, it's really rough terrain, so that is really hard to do. And they've used multiple resources. And on May 11th was the first search warrant out of 110 search warrants to be executed so far. Barry was also not allowed back into the house from that time until May 20th. And during that time, the only time he was allowed in the house was to strictly point to clothes for the dog to hit on and get a scent so that the dogs can get a hit, you know, when they're searching. And on July 8th, investigators asked Barry if they could come over and bring pizza and talk to them. And Barry responded that they were grilling out steak and it was no big deal. They'd throw 2 steaks on for them and to come over. So they went over, and this was, I believe, to gather more information so that they can again serve this other search warrant that they conducted on July 9th and July 10th. And this is where they have gathered over 100 photos. They also collected GPS and data all from Barry's truck. And now remember when I said Barry said that he told investigators he left that early Sunday morning on Mother's Day to go to work. Well, the arrest affidavit states that based on Barry's telematics reports to his truck, law enforcement alleged that at 2:47 a.m. on May 9th until 5:37 a.m. on May 10th, Barry took steps to dispose evidence of the disappearance and death of Suzanne. And authorities say that although they have not found any evidence of Barry having an affair, now a lot of people have speculated Barry to have an affair, but the police say they haven't found any evidence, but they did find evidence of Suzanne to have an affair. They found this secret spy pen in Barry's truck, I guess that Suzanne put there, but instead the pen recorded an alleged affair between Suzanne and this guy that she met back in high school or knew in high school, named Jeff. The two had hundreds of hours of secret phone conversations through the apps of WhatsApp and LinkedIn. And Jeff said that they secretly met up at least 6 times in that year and a half that they were having this affair. And Jeff did not come forward voluntarily after Suzanne disappeared. He said that he didn't want to paint that picture of Suzanne as the person that had an affair with that guy. He also didn't want to lose his job and lose his family. And Suzanne confided in this, one of her friends named Susan, saying that Barry was very unstable. He would sometimes pin Suzanne to the bed and not let her get up. And about a year before Suzanne disappeared, Barry allegedly, this is what Suzanne said, held a gun to his head and said, "Is this what you want?" And Suzanne would tell Susan that it was just a matter of timing before she could get out of her marriage. Now, in cross-examination by Barry's attorneys said that there was DNA evidence found in a glove that was on Suzanne's truck, on her Range Rover, on the glove box, and they said that this DNA did not match Barry, and it in fact was very similar to the DNA of somebody that was in the National Prison Database for 3 SA charges. And again, the preliminary hearing is continuing Tuesday today, so I will keep y'all updated about that. And there is a 2-day hearing scheduled for August 23rd and 24th as well. So that is all the information I have for y'all today. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed to my channel. What do y'all think about this? Like, all this overwhelming evidence I have, like, I'm trying to still take it all in, to be completely honest with you. Just remember that law enforcement does not want to rush this process or any of these processes. You only get one chance. It's double jeopardy here in the United States. You can't go back and try somebody for a murder charge after they've already been said not guilty. So they need an overwhelming amount of evidence to get the conviction that they want and believe to be the truth. So I will always support the blue. I will always back them up. Not to say there aren't corrupt cops out there. Yes, there are, but I would like to believe that for the majority of them, they are doing their absolute best and they are wanting to protect everybody, so as best as they can. That's just my personal opinion, and I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my videos. And if you have Instagram, follow me over there. I give y'all some updates about my YouTube and stuff over there. So I would love to have y'all go follow me. I love you, and I will see you next time. I am still filming on my phone, so I hope the quality and audio is not too bad for y'all. I'm gonna order a microphone for this thing soon, and hopefully I can gather up some money to get a camera, but for now this is gonna do, and I hope y'all don't mind. I love y'all so much, thank you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye y'all.